Today we're going to be talking about the early stages of going through gang stalking. This is going to be more towards newer targets, people that may experience targeting in the future. And if you're already a target, it's going to jog your memory. And I feel like we don't see it. We're starting to see a little bit of it in the YouTube algorithm, but like breakdowns of the program, what to expect. With all these people claiming to be targets, it should be pretty fucking easy to dismantle this program because it's something that can be dismantled if you prepare for it. Okay. One of the things a program does that really messes people up is that you play this game with your own mind, like, oh, this isn't happening in real life. This has to be my own mind, or this is spiritual. This is bad luck. But in reality, if you're prepared and you have the knowledge, and I think that's part of the reason why I haven't been to the psych ward. Okay. And I gotten pretty close to the police intervention stage as well. I mean, there is like a mind control element of all of this gaslighting and all this stuff. This isn't just people messing with you. It goes a little bit deeper than that. Okay. This isn't just, oh, the city and, people are being hired to drive by you and this, and that. It goes way deeper. So we'll start off with the early signs that I noticed. And I'm going to be going off of my testimony, but I'm going to incorporate other people because I listen to a lot of testimonies. So if it correlates with my tactics, or if you have something you notice, just leave it in the comments that I didn't say in the video. But the first thing I believe you will notice is the license plates, the cars following you, the license plate theater, okay? Emblems, military emblems. So basically, everywhere you go, you're going to become privy to what gang stalking is. So this is kind of like the beginning stages, okay? So you're going to be noticing weird things of congruent of being followed. So it's going to be overt. You're going to see the same pattern. So the first thing you're going to see is patterns, okay? I like to say, like, you live in a normal life. You live in a normal, like, kind of life your whole life, or maybe up to your 20s, mid 20s or 30s. And you notice stuff. Like right now, I'm in front of a thing that says EMF. Guys, you can't make this shit up. This car says EMF, and this is the first tactic that I got. It's a Michigan plate. This is EMF. That's the first fucking license plate tactic I ever saw was EMF in North Carolina. You see what I'm talking about, guys? Like, this shit ain't about, oh, there's people following you. Like, you're put into a matrix. You're put into a fucking bubble reality that's fake. Like, that's completely fake. That I'm talking about gang stalking. I'm talking about the first tactics I ever fucking got, which was an EMF license plate, North Carolina, and EMP license plates, because I was listening to directed energy conspiracies in the YouTube algorithm. So that plate says EMF. Like, how many times do I have to show you guys this shit? But that's what I'm talking about. The first thing you're going to notice is these patterns that just shouldn't fucking exist. For me, it's license plate patterns. Okay, it might not be that for everybody, but that's what it is for me. So you're going to notice that. That's what you're going to notice. And the reason why you're going to notice that first, because if you are being targeted, you are being gang stalked, and they want to show you something, how are they going to show it to you a million times? It's through cars. What else do you see? Everyone sees cars. Everyone gets in a car. Everyone walks on the sidewalk where a million cars drive by. So one of the first things you will notice is cars, okay? And they might not be prolific, okay? But you're going to notice weird things like, oh, I see a bunch of red cars. I see a bunch of this. The second thing you're going to notice is your friends and family members. Now, this didn't really happen to me too much, but this is the very beginning, kind of like the pre-targeting. Your friends and family members, they're going to stop like answering you. Okay. So it's like someone contacted your friends and family and told them that you went crazy at the same time that your gang stalking started. So without you even fucking letting on a clue of anything, you're going to be contacting your friends to hang out. They're not going to answer. Family members might take a few days to answer. et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, where it seems like you contact all these people. You might have 5 friends, 10 friends, and all simultaneously ignore you. Now, again, this didn't happen to me, but this is what other people talk about. But it does make sense because I never really had a bunch of friends to begin with. Like, I basically, when this started, I had like, I had a lot of friends growing up and stuff, but I've been moving back and forth. Like, before the Gangstalking started, I lived in Florida, then I moved to Pennsylvania for 3 years. So I had like 3 friends. But that tactic didn't really affect me. It didn't happen to me. But one thing that I will say is that every time you bring it up, you're going to be denied, and it's going to make it seem like everyone's involved in it, because it's like, you'll bring up gang stalking, right? And you're like, all right, I'm experiencing this. And there's other people online experiencing it well. It's a lot of us. Like, you can actually look it up on the internet and see other people talking about what I'm talking about. And they're going to just ignore it and just act like it's a plain normal mental illness, that you were normal and then you just went schizophrenic. So that's going to lead you to believe everyone's involved, which they're not. But there are key people in your life that I believe are contacted. Absolutely. I'm about to run into the smoke shop. See if I can find a good parking spot here. Give me a second, guys. I'm running into the smoke shop. I'm gonna be right back and finish this live stream up. But that's the second tactic. So just give me 2 minutes. I'll be back. Put some radio on.
Latest project has her playing a cop, which turned out to be a childhood dream of hers.
I have this weird obsession with the first 48. I would watch like the episodes before bed every night. I think that's probably why I was so.
All right, I'm back, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, that's going to be the second stage. Oh, that took longer than I expected. So I see a new person in here. Sorry for the wait. There shouldn't be any more delays. But the second stage of gang stalking, the first one, I showed it on camera. I don't know how many times I have to show you this shit. And if you're new, it doesn't make sense what I showed you. So there's a thing called EMF, electromagnetic frequency. That's something that TIs would pound and talk about all fucking day in 2021 when I first moved to North Carolina. Now, when I first moved to North Carolina, the tactics didn't even start really yet on a heavy scale. So I was getting the very covert drone surveillance, fake star. I mean, it would be in everywhere I go, but I wasn't sure. Okay, it was very covert, right? But the second thing I noticed was the license plates, because I never got license plate theater. So the first gang stalking license plate combination was EMF. Okay. So basically this is how it works. Whatever my reality, what I see out of my eyes, and I manifest it basically. I don't think it's manifestation because I don't want to be part of these spirituality shit. I believe that it's technology based. I believe that we live in a fucking matrix that once was real. And that's why I get these weird license plates, okay? Some of it is actual gang stalking, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of it is paid actors. Some of it's just like, dude, I saw a TV on Fudge, a Fudge commercial, and then someone's wearing a shirt that says Fudge when I walk outside. Like, it's just like, that's the type of stuff you're going to notice. And the third thing you're going to notice is subliminal messaging, the V2K type of programming. So you're not hearing voices, but you're basically being mind controlled remotely. And those thoughts are not your thoughts, okay? People are going to claim this is mental illness and stuff. But since those thoughts are your thoughts, but if you never learned about gang stalking, you would never have that thought pattern that will be for the rest of your life. So there's a thing about gang stalking where it's like you're being mind controlled and brainwashed by the actual conspiracy of gang stalking to make bad decisions, to introduce more organic harassment through your own actions that wouldn't exist if you never watched the gang stalking videos. Like, if I never knew what gang stalking was and I was being gang stalked, I wouldn't be looking for it everywhere for the rest of my life. So the third thing you're going to notice is like the subliminal programming. Okay. So these aren't voices that you hear like a crazy person, but since you learned about gang stalking, you're going to be making assumptions and have these protocols for safety that wouldn't exist if you never heard of the term gang stalking. Okay. So going back to the EMF license plate, I never heard of EMF before the gang stalking program. And even if I would never hear about it. Just be honest. If I never knew what gang stalking was, I wouldn't come across EMF on the internet. But since people are saying EMF, 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 and it's a gaslighting tool, that's what happened. And then let's say, all right, so I left my house, I started this live stream, and then there was a Michigan EMF plate. Okay. Let's pretend that I'm in a gang stalking program, right? And they had the future reading technology to know what I was going to talk about. So they paid a guy to have an EMF license plate, coordinate, like a fucking ninja, to be there at that same fucking time because he's a paid perp from the gift card gang stalking program. Like, that's not real. But the simple fact that I'm talking about my first tactics, okay, and this has happened a lot of times. I'm literally talking about what the first tactics I ever got. And I see a fucking EMF license plate, not from fucking Pennsylvania, but from Michigan. So we're going to go to the next thing, and we're going to get into specifics here. And I feel like everyone fucking gets this shit. Okay. What did we explain so far as the beginning? The confusion, the indentation. I know I just butchered that, but inundating you into the fucking tactics, the conspiracy, seeing the stuff. And there's no explanation that, for me, I'll speak for myself here, guys. There's no such thing as, well, you're just filming random license plates, so you're just getting lucky. And I'm not saying that I'm right. Oh, I saw EMF license plate, so therefore this, and that, this. I'm not saying, but there has to be a middle ground where it's like, come on, man. I've shown enough license plates where it's just funky shit, dude. if it's not people being paid, like it's either people getting paid to do it and coordinating, which I don't believe, or we don't live in a real world. Like either we do live in a real world and the supercomputer controls it so intricately that he can put out a supercomputer. I'm not talking about a person. A computer that can read my mind, that knows everything that's happening in reality, overlaid Earth, and it's already controlling stuff. Okay? That's what it kind of seems like to me. But there's humans involved, very, very small groups of brain mapping humans and fucking like secret project experimentation people that actually do follow people around. And there's a law enforcement. If the law enforcement thinks you're a threat, they fucking fuck with you so you commit a terrorist act. That's another part of it. But it's not all one thing. It's not just, oh, it's just the cops. It's just the cops, man. It's the cops. They're doing it all. No, they're not. No, I don't know if you've seen it, Jesus. It was probably within the first 4 minutes of the live stream. I'm talking about the EMF North Carolina license plate. A car pulls away, leaves the lane, and the car in front of it, that becomes the car in front of me, has an EMF plate as I'm about to start speaking on that fucking topic of an out-of-state EMF plate. Now, if that was a Pennsylvania plate, I'll be like, all right, dude, coincidences happen. But the next thing I want to talk about is out-of-state plates. Let's talk about the out-of-state plates. That's the next thing you're going to fucking notice. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. You might have a different pattern where you maybe saw one headlights first. Maybe you saw this first. No. Out-of-state fucking plates. And there's a reason for that, guys. They want to catch your attention. These gang stalkers. They want you to look. They want your brain waves to go crazy from all the stress, from seeing them. They want to brain map you, and they want to harass you. It's not just about, well, law enforcement's pissed, and we're going to do this for the next 20 years until you finally snap. Think about that logic, though. So let's say law enforcement's gang stalking me for 20 years. So generations of cops. So a cop that's 60 years old that's watching me right now, he's going to retire, and then a new police academy trainee that's 21, he's going to take that old person's place, and it's just going to go on for the rest of my life. Like, that's just stupid. That's ridiculously stupid. Okay. But to say nothing is happening at the same time, oh, we're just all imagining this shit. That's stupid as well, in my opinion. Okay. We don't know exactly what this shit is. Yeah, it's wild, Jesus Christ, but it's not anything that I can prove of anything. It's definitely an anomaly, but I can't be like, that's gang stalking. He's a paid federal perp agent. That's an incredible fucking leap. But either way, this is what's going on. People live normal lives. Everyone else besides me gets to live a normal life where they don't see these license plates. And I'm not saying the license plates are bothering me at this time. They were at one point. Okay. So normal people get to live their lives, and then it's not about license plates only. Like, you got to keep in mind, like, I was followed by overtly by drones, just in your fucking face in all of your windows for 3.5, 4 years. Every car I get is keyed, basically, or damaged in some way. Not saying that I'm right about all that stuff, but it's just a pattern. Or my cars keep breaking down every fucking 2 months when I'm in multiple. I've been in probably 20 cars, and all of them break down. It's just stuff that's not statistically possible. Okay. And I'm starting to think that this shit is targeting there's a system in place that's an invisible matrix system that's ran by technology where they can hone in the targeting. So they like put it into a computer and everyone shows up. Now, these people may not even be paid perps, but they're like, all right, we're going to put in a computer that he sees 10 white cars. Then I filmed the 10 white cars. Like, that's what I'm saying. Maybe this is about controlling everyone in society and picking specific targets to do these patterns to see if the technology is working. Okay. More than likely, when it comes to vandalism, break-ins, and things like that, it is law enforcement using a third party to fucking break into people's houses and shit. But the patterns, like there's certain things that is just like it doesn't make sense for them to coordinate. Like they're not getting anything out of it besides what I fucking theorize, basically. You're not getting any enjoyment or anything out of it. So the next thing you're gonna notice is the out of state license plates. So let's say you live in Maine. You live all the way in Maine, the north of the country. You're gonna see plates from fucking New Mexico. You're gonna see plates from fucking Colorado. Things that are like clearly far away from where you live. And you're gonna see it at a consistent pattern where the only explanation is that you can come up with is I'm being followed by X plate. X plate is being deployed to follow me. And the way they do it is they do these slow drive-bys. They do it in a way that you see it. And they also gaslight you where they make you look like you're a crazy person that just films stuff, right? But the stuff you're seeing is cars that are driving in front of your fucking body, not to the side of you, not behind you. Like you're walking down the road, a car will pull up in front of you and drive by you slow as shit. So you have plenty of time to see their license plate. And that's the only time you see it. It's not the way I film it is like, oh, this dude's crazy. He just rolls around parking lots and just drives around like a maniac, speeding around town, waiting to see the fucking coincidental tactics. Because there is such thing with the license plate being a coincidence. Yes, there is a such thing as that. Even from stuff that I filmed, I get it. But when you look at the pattern and you go across country to different states, I wouldn't say across country, you go across straight state lines and you're seeing the same pattern. Like I have the New York Keck license plate. Okay, yeah, we know I get Keck. All right, whatever. North Carolina was given that combination out, and I saw I was lucky. What about New York Keck? How did I see a New York Keck? How did I see a New Mexico Keck 666 license plate 2022? Okay, how do I go to Pennsylvania and I go down a random street that I wasn't even supposed to be on in Pennsylvania in the hood, and I see a New York Keck license plate? It's because those are fake coded license plates. The Keck New York is a fake coded license plate. Now, I'm not saying it's for specifically me, but it's for undercover work. It's for when police pull you over, they know that combination, and they're like, all right, well, this is one of this, and that. He belongs to this, and that. Don't give him a ticket. He's running this, and that operation. So that's the next thing you're gonna notice is that out of state license plates, man. And you will get some like I'll admit when I was wrong. In the beginning, I was filming California license plates, but a lot of people from California go to North Carolina and vice versa. So like there is some cross contamination with that. So I started noticing that it's like, all right, yeah, I'm just filming random California license plates, and I think it's Gangstalking because Targeted Tony's from California or some shit like that. But I'm not looking like there's a lot of people in California. North Carolina's popular. Like that's it. Now the beginning of my targeting, when they built the fusion center, I would say a year or two before the overt target in Pennsylvania, I was seeing plates from Montana, like stuff that just didn't even make sense. Montana, like consistently Mississippi, Montana, Wyoming, Nevada, fucking Arizona, and it's just like I was seeing more out of state plates than Pennsylvania plates for like a month at a time. Now, I'm not saying that specifically for me, gang stalking, but there has to be some type of explanation. It's not just me, oh, I saw a couple plates and now I'm making a... No. Something happened where all those influx of people from that part of the country, weird parts, and they all came at that same time. And now that I live here, I've never seen a Montana plate because I never seen one before that time. So there's something going on with traffic, okay, the traffic algorithm, all right, which is a matrix algorithm. Like imagine you ever seen those city views where it's like they're on top of a tall building and they're filming down at the road and they speed it up and you see all, like these like New York City roads with all these lights from the cars and you just see millions of people and it's just like, dude, you're nothing but a statistic when you're on that road. You're not a human. When that guy took a camera picture of you driving down that New York busy street and there's other million people, you're not a human. You're a light that fucking went across a circuit board. Like you're not a human. Inside your car, you're a human. When you get out your car, you're a human. But that moment in time, you're not a human. That's what I'm talking about, the traffic algorithms. These are real algorithms, natural algorithms. Rush hour traffic is a natural algorithm. Okay. But going back to the V2K stuff, so one time I tried to test this. Can I control the gang stalking with my mind? Okay. This is about 2022. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to think of something that no one else is thinking of. Okay. And you can't see it in natural life. So things that like that are like purple cars. Like, yeah, you might see one purple car, but if you manifest purple cars all day, like that kind of proves it in your own head. So I said the color peach. Like, how often do you see the color peach? You know, salmon peach, some like peach, and I fucking like went to the dollar store right down the street, literally half a mile from my house. A guy walks out, the first guy that walks out of his car, you know, I'm sitting in my car looking at the front of the store, about to go in. First person that walks out has peach shorts on with a black shirt and sandals. Like completely not even matching, just has peach khaki shorts. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, how can you predict that you're gonna see someone in peach? You know what I'm saying? Like, or it's like if you're thinking of zucchinis, right? That's a specific thing that no one's gonna bring up in your day to day life. Maybe once in a fucking million years, once in 1,000 years, someone will talk about a zucchini. So you're like zucchini. The next thing you see is a person wearing a shirt with a zucchini on it. It's like, why are you even wearing that shirt? See, I don't consider that gang stalking. We're going to talk about what gang stalking is. Gang stalking is when humans that have power, okay, they're part of a group, whether it's law enforcement, a cult organization, mafia, cartel, and they decide to use the gang stalking tactics to drive you crazy, not to kill you, have you kill yourself, maybe drive you crazy or get you in trouble. And they just relentlessly don't stop for years and years and years. And they obsess about you. And like, yeah, it goes up and down, it dies down a little bit. Yeah, what happened is the gang stalking program, and this is what I believe. And again, I'm not saying that I'm right, but I'm just, you know, you kind of have to take my word and like whatever of my testimony, okay? Because like, unless you meet me in person, you can't really believe anything I say, right? I noticed the drone stopping, the overt drone stopping as soon as Trump got in office. I noticed my gang stalking going down, and I had the thought that they, instead of using the gang stalking program on citizens, they're using on illegal immigrants because they can't do both. Let's say both exist, right? You can't. There's not enough funding for both. So what they did is they used the already citizen, anti-American, anti-constitutional Patriot Act program, and they're using it on the Hispanics. And what they're doing, how you can tell, is that they're going after Hispanic people that have been here, that are natural citizens, that have been here for like 20, 30 years. So you have to use surveillance to find out who those people are. They're not going after, they were in the beginning going after like Mexicans at Home Depot. They got here fucking 2 months ago and shit like that, you know? But now they're going after fucking business owners and shit like that. So they're using drones, they're using all types of shit to fucking. And then what they're going to do is they're going to use that same aggression towards the United States citizens. Once all the illegal immigrants are gone, they're going to use that same system against regular American citizens. He's pretty much going to start deporting American citizens. Like, you guys know that, right? Like white people, black people, Hispanics, Asians. He's just literally going to deport them with no judge, no jury, no nothing. Because the faggot ass Supreme Court, dude, I'm probably more mad at the Supreme Court than Donald Trump. How they just sycophantly suck penis. Like, bro, you are not a Supreme Court. Like, you literally did everything against the Constitution. You're a bunch of terrorists in fucking black fucking robes, executioner robes right now. Like, just stop it. There's no point of you even existing anymore. Just go home, seriously. Because the whole point of the Supreme Court is to uphold the Constitution, and they've just been fucking destroying the country because they're Trump dick sucking faggots, bro. Like, there's no reason that you throw the Constitution away because Donald Trump is an arrogant asshole. You're more at fault than Donald Trump. Like, you created Donald Trump as a king, and then even when Trump goes away, the next Democrat can be a king. Like, you're a fucking retard. I hate you people, dude. Fuck your colleges, fuck your universities. You're fucking retarded, dude. Been lying about the American dream and the Constitution my whole fucking life. It's a joke, man. Like, we're at the point we might as well just fucking stop being a country. The way the Supreme Court has been ruling. Like, they're fucking retarded, dude. That fucking idiot. I hate that bitch, dude. That fucking Amy Barrett, Conehead Barrett. Idiot. Like, she loves white supremacist Donald Trump, but she adopts fucking black and Hispanic kids. She's a fucking conehead. She's a moron. I fucking hate that bimbo. She sucks. Amy Conehead Barrett, fucking moron, bitch. I'm sorry, dude. These people that get put in power, it's not through intellect. Like, sorry, it's through sucking penis and selling out and being a little fucking pedophile. That's how you get on top in this fucking country. There's no such thing as, oh, he's so smart. He's just so damn smart. That's how he got there. Yeah. The American dream, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Dude, I'm being gang stalked. Like, shut the fuck up. Once I figured that shit out, I'm like, dog, your country's done. You know that, right? This is all residuals from gang stalking. Our country failing is it's a product of allowing gang stalking on completely innocent. Now, if you were gang stalking, and you know what's funny? They don't gang stalk Muslims. You know why? I know for a fact they don't gang stalk Muslims, because a Muslim person will fucking murder your family. So you would never do this passive aggressive shit, because if a Muslim person found out what you were doing, they already kill your family without you doing nothing. Like, that's like, there's Muslim people, I'm not talking about all of them, like the radicals. Like, dude, they want to cut your fucking head off and kill you, and they hate you. So imagine if you were passive aggressively fucking with someone that was Muslim. Bro, they would find out who you were. They would come after your fucking family and turn you to fucking kebab meat. Okay? That's why they don't do it, because the people doing this are pussies, and they only do it to the people that don't have a lot of friends, that don't have a lot of fucking income, because it's easier to get away with, because America's a pussy country that bullies people, and then once you get punched in the nose, you start crying. It's a classic cartoon of the bully picking on someone, and then the kid he's picking on punches him in the nose, and the big fat bully starts crying in front of everyone. That's America. That's what freedom is for white people. That's freedom. Bullying people. Yeah. I can't do this in Europe. Fuck yeah. This is illegal in Europe. Let's start a corporation in fucking America and just fucking kill everybody. It's garbage. America would rather suck Israel's dick and worship Israel than let me work a regular fucking job and do what I have to do. They have to attack me, have to harass me. It has to be made up, because I don't want to work. I just want to sit and cry on YouTube. I mean, I just gain so much from it, right? Making up stories, crying on YouTube. You know, I know. I'd rather do this for free and, even lose money doing this than just actually work and have a working car that doesn't get fucked with every 2 weeks, dude. So let's go back to the next stages. The next stages is you make a YouTube channel because you're brainwashed to, okay? Because you're encouraged to make a YouTube channel to document, because you might die through the little minuscule harassment that they do. And I'm not saying it's minuscule. It's a big deal. Don't get it twisted, but I'm just saying, compared to the law, a little bit of vandalism, someone following you, different people, that's nothing, right? So what you do is you create a YouTube channel, you start documenting your experience, you go under the fucking guise of like, all right, there's going to be other real people in here. I'm going to get help. I'm going to have someone to talk to that been experienced this longer than me, that's going to be able to guide me, give me some tips, something. This is going to be easy, man. I just got to make the YouTube channel, document my story. Everyone's going to believe me. Nope. That's not what happens. You get people like Brandon Q. You have people that are already on YouTube because you're such a big target and they know that you're going to blow the whistle on it. Okay, you're not one of these mentally ill targets. Like, you sound pretty credible. People kind of tend to believe you. At least some of the things you say, they don't think you're lying. So they have these agents like Brandon Q already on YouTube planted, and they just make bullshit content until you come on, and you'll notice that all of these people that were never posting before, this big group of people, surge of people, when you finally post your story, all of these people come out with the woodworks and they fucking drown your story out. Some of them are real, some of them are organic people, some of them aren't. So you go ahead, you pour your heart out onto a YouTube channel. You might show your face. A lot of people show their face, so we'll use that for the example. I had the foresight not to do that because I wanted to build a level of trust, because I did actually plan on showing my face, and I might still do that in the future, but it's just like there's no point. So what I did was I did a stalemate game to weed out all of the possible trolls, all of the possible people. All the possible people that were meant to attack me have already attacked me. Your Jesus Christ's, your fucking Bath Boys, your Brandon Q's. So I drew these people out before I put my face out, because the most dangerous thing you can do is put your face. Why? Because they're going to use it to get you institutionalized. That's the next step. The next step is an intervention with law enforcement, with family and friends, and with a mental crisis mobile unit through a private investigator firm that's been following you and harassing you to make you seem crazy, to have an intervention, get you medicated, get you discredited, nice and discredited, just like Abe wants you to be, because he wants to be the only TI. Wants you nice and discredited so they can do harder tactics. They basically own you, okay? If you don't let this happen, they cannot own you. If there's any possibility of even one or two people that will come to your aid, to your testimony, that nullifies it, because this isn't a big operation. This isn't a worldwide operation. You're being fucking targeted. You have a unit. It's most likely a skeletal unit with a lot of resources. So I would say like between 5-10 people, no more than 15 people running your gang stalking. Now, they might be part of a bigger corporation, a bigger organization, but I'm talking about for your gang stalking, I estimate there's between 5 and 15 people doing, like, calling the shots. Because the reason why is it just becomes too much of a fucking, like, these people that are running gang stalking, that are hooking up to drones, that are coordinating break-ins as intelligence operations. What is their salary? Their salary isn't cheap, dude. Their salary is probably in the hundreds of thousands. I'm being just realistic. They're probably making between $100,000 to $300,000 a year, maybe even more in some certain cases. Okay, I calculated I used ChatGPT to calculate my drone surveillance, and even the cheapest drone surveillance came out to like $1 million a month. So this is absolutely ran by the government and the military. That's the only people that would waste that type of money to test things, because you're a test subject. So that's the next thing you're going to notice is YouTube channel, trolls, assigned trolls, okay, assigned perps that come in as, oh, well, we're just curious internet users that stumbled across you and we think you're crazy, buddy. We're going to locale you, okay? That's part of it. And that's why I don't encourage people to put their face. If you want to, put your face, but don't say where you live. Don't say what city and state you live in. Because you know why you do that? There's nothing wrong with putting your face. Just don't say where you live. Because if people find your channel from your personal life, you know that they're part of it. Oh, I just stumbled onto your YouTube channel with 5 subscribers, Mike. So if that happens to in real life, it's like the likelihood of you stumbling across this YouTube channel and a dead platform that gets fucking, where people with 300,000 subscribers get 1,000 views per video. The likelihood is zero, dude. None. Especially if you don't believe in gang stalking, you don't know what it is. So yeah, you can show your face. Just don't fucking put your personal information. Don't film around your house. That's something I try to do. I'm gonna tell you a story. And the next thing you're gonna notice is this one headlight type attack. So we'll put one headlight, color coordination. Now you're knee deep into shit when you start noticing this. I'm talking about every time you go outside, you see a one headlight, multiple of them. I actually did a live stream because I lived in a illegal Hispanic neighborhood where Spanish people are cool, but these people are fucking assholes. They're Central American, new fucking illegal immigrants. They're fucking asshole cartel members, some of them. Like, literally act like they own shit. And that's the reason why they're getting deported, dude. Central Americans, dog. They are assholes, bro. They literally act like entitled, spoiled brat assholes, bro. And like they fucking have no respect for America, and that's why fucking Trump is deporting. And I don't support it at all. I don't support police states, but that's a reason why there's so much, and there's so many normal people that are okay with this because, bro, you guys were acting like fucking pricks the last 5 years, I would say. Like legit, the last 5. Before that, everything was cool, you know. But you'll notice this, okay? So you start interacting with YouTube, interacting with the perps, and these people are going to be able to dictate your tactics. They're going to tell you what tactics you're going to get. So Targeted Tony, always obsessed over one headlight. I never got one headlight, and I don't get it now. It stopped. But for a period of 2 years, because Targeted Tony said, okay, and I want to go into Targeted Tony because I think this has to do with like witchcraft manifestation type stuff too. Like that is involved in Gangstalking. So I started fucking seeing one headlights. Now I start filming it to my YouTube channel, and now I'm getting more and more of them. And now one time I did a live stream outside of my neighborhood, a Hispanic neighborhood, and it was 11 o'clock on a weekday on the morning, and I statistically documented one headlights. Okay, so in the daytime, in the morning, yeah, you might see one headlight, bro. Maybe one or two. Bro, I counted 80 in an hour, more than one a minute on one street corner, bro. They were being dispatched to go there. Like, it's as simple as day for that scenario. Like, and I also have done trips from North Carolina I-95 to Pennsylvania, which is about 6.5, 7 hours, right? And I sat there and looked on the other opposite flow of traffic going the opposite direction of me. Bro, if I were to estimate, like I didn't have an exact number, but the hundreds of thousands of one headlights. Like it was you were getting seasick. Now I noticed that like my brain, and I've never done this before after, was literally working like a quantum computer, trying to figure everything out with one headlight. How many one headlights should a normal person see? Which is not a lot, but some, okay? Especially in the daytime, you shouldn't see any really. But at nighttime, you should see a little bit more. How much does a normal person see that's not targeted? And why do I see it? Now, what happens to other people behind me? Like, they see the one headlights I see, but when they drive off the highway, they're not going to see the same one headlights. They're going to see the normal. So I'm trying to calculate. I'm doing all this research and calculations in my head as I'm driving on I-95. And I had like a mental, not even a break. Like my brain felt like it split in half because of all these calculations. People call that mental illness. It's not mental illness. For that specific thing, it's not, because I decided I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm like, all right, this is fucking destroying my brain. And I stopped calculating it. Now, it did happen for a little bit of time after that. I would say like a year. And I stopped doing the calculations. Sometimes I'll look up and I'm like, all right, I see a couple one headlights. But I'm talking about, I'm like doing statistics, fractions, all this shit in my head. Like, if a normal person drives by a million cars and 3% of them, I'm just giving an example, 3% of them one headlight, that would be 30,000 cars out of a million. But I'm getting way more than that. I'm getting 70% one headlight. So out of a million cars, I would have 700,000 of them be one headlight. So why am I getting all these one headlights, and do all these one headlights disperse, and are other people seeing as many one? Like, bro, do you see how complicated and crazy that sounds? Okay. So the next thing is like one headlights. So Targeted Tony brings it up. I never had that experience. And even if I didn't notice it, it wasn't happening. Why I didn't notice it. He brings it up. Now I'm getting all one headlights. I'm talking about millions of one headlights a year. I'm not making that number up. Millions. Like, so it's like, that's just something you will notice. And other people do. I have white cars, and it's based on what I focus on. Once I stop focusing on it, let go of it, it happens it happens at a normal coincidental rate, once in a very occasional blue moon. But that's what's going on with this shit, man. Those other stages, like there's more stages to come here, and we're almost at the end of the kind of like stages part, the early signs. The next early sign after that is going to be vandalism. Okay, so everything is outside. Okay, everything is outside in the beginning. Your friendships and family, they're not contacting. That's outside your house. That's outside your control. You're going out and driving around, seeing some shit. It's outside your control. It could die down, or it could stay like that. But as long as it stays at one headlights, license plates, it's kind of like a little game for you. Collect the evidence, this, and that. It's not really affecting you too bad. You're kind of in awe of it's kind of like being in the middle of a movie or something. You're trying to a mystery movie, and you're trying to figure it all out, right? That's not going to be good enough. And this is when this has to do with humans and government harassment or whatever you want to claim. I don't want to be specific because I don't, until the information comes out. Organized harassment, military, human trafficking, gangs, or white supremacy gangs that have access to military, like whatever. Whoever is behind it, right? That's not good enough, okay? You're kind of enjoying the experience depending on who you are. If nothing bad is happening, now that's all outside. Now you're going inside. Now they're vandalizing your car. Every time. And they're going to do it in a subtle way and to have you notice it. But every time you go to bed, seemingly, there's a new vandalism. So kind of like your most targeted citizen. Some of the stuff he says is true, man. Some of that frequency of his attacks is true. Sometimes he's on meth and he's freaking out. Okay, you can tell. But so in my opinion, it's a neighbor. They're assigned to you. They move in when you move in. That's my opinion. They come in the cloak of darkness between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Sometimes they do in the middle of the daytime too, depending on how much surveillance they got on you. But basically, it just works like this. They go by your car, they walk by like a natural person, and they just have a little nail, like a hammer nail in their hand. They'll do a scratch. They might have a little object or something they smack your car with, leave like little circular dents. I theorize that they use BB guns because you can drive by a car at night, put your window down, shoot it with BBs. No one sees that you did that. There's no way. Like, this is the type of operations that are going on. It's definitely people, man. And it's definitely people that are privy to laws. They're privy to what a cop would consider vandalism that the cop will take serious and take pictures of, or what little stuff they can do a million times. And when you're dealing with shit like that, it's people. Now, I've had cars that drove by a stick, like a branch on a tree that was like the size of a stick. Left a big scrape mark on my car, and you hear it. Then I get out a few days later, and then I see that big scrape mark. This is before the targeting, and even now, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did run into like I was out here in the back roads, and on this little tiny branch scratched my car. I heard it, or I come up with an explanation that makes sense when I see vandalism. I'm like, all right, well, that looks like maybe a rock got kicked up by a tire. And this is not, I did that for years. No, the consistency of this is for you to notice and to gaslight you. Okay. So they're never going to come and hit your car with a baseball bat because that's something a cop will show up and take pictures of. The cop can't do shit about it, but there's a report that your car is being vandalized every day. Okay. So if the culprit gets caught, he has all those vandalism charges from the past. So these people have to be involved with law enforcement just based off of that. Okay, or they are part of the military and they have cops that are friends, or they work with cops or something. So, and again, and how you call the police over little stuff, and they, instead of getting the culprit that's attacking you, vandalizing your shit. They're making reports of how mentally ill you are, and you're calling over nothing. So this is how you know the police are involved. This is deeper into the gang stalking. Still early, but it's a little deeper. So you're like, or it could be someone that knows all this stuff that impersonates to try to pretend to be like a private investigator, pretending to be a cop, harassing you. More than likely, it's a private investigator that used to be a cop or knows cops or knows strategies to. Because think about it, there's private investigators that a guy will be divorcing his wife, like a rich white dude, for this example, and he'll hire a private investigator to make his wife seem crazy. And the private investigator is going to contract break-ins to little Mexican teenagers or little black or white teenagers to do vandalism, and then she's calling the police. And then during the divorce hearing, oh, I don't want to give her half the house. She's crazy, blah, blah, blah. That's happened before. So that's how you know it's most likely a private investigator doing it. My vibe is a private investigator. Okay. But that's a list. So car vandalism. Then from the car vandalism, they're going to start breaking into your fucking house. To house vandalism. So I notice when I live with my parents or if I live with family, I don't see that vandalism in the house for years and years and years. But when you live in an apartment, how hard is it to bribe the maintenance man? Be like, here's $1,000. You just give me the key to apartment, this, and that. I'm with a private investigator. Bro, I know a lot of maintenance men that would do that. They make like $15 an hour. If you made up a story why you needed the key and you weren't like, well, when you tell a normal person this, like I fucking hate Americans. They're so stupid. Like you're retarded. Like they act like no one's ever tricked anyone. But when you tell, they think like someone's like, here's $1,000. I want to mess with that guy. I really want to mess with that guy. Can you give me his keys? I'm an asshole. Here's $1,000. No, dude, they're gonna have a story. Oh, he's a terrorist. We're keeping an eye on this guy because he's a terrorist. He's part of a cartel. He's part of this, and that. Like, there's an intricate story that they have. They're con artists. You don't know what a con artist is? They lie, and they have these intricate lies and charm and use psychological tactics for stupid people to get what they want. It's so stupid. Like, people are fucking retarded, bro. They literally think when you explain any of this that it's just some obnoxious fucking guy named Ernie with hairy ass arms. It's like, hey, give me his fucking keys. I'm gonna key his fucking car. And you guys is gonna like it, okay, Eustace? Okay, huh? They're fucking retarded. No, it's called nuance. It's called they prepared. They're sneaky. Maybe it's a white dude that wears a business suit that pretends to be a cop. Like, you know, like if a Spanish dude sees a white dude, he's well dressed, he flashes a badge and he speaks, oh, my name is Officer Dan Quinn, and I'm here with the LAPD. And they, like, bro, that's what they're doing. They're con men. There's people that like rob banks and rob stores and things, and they pretend to be like the executive of the bank, and they look the part and everything. It's just pure goofiness. Like, you're an idiot. Just stop. You shouldn't be in charge of my life or dictating anything in my life. You're dumber than me. So when I explain this shit, kind of listen up. Like, listen to the theories. Don't just fucking, well, in my mind, I imagine some fucking big 6'8" guy named Ernie with hairy ass arms and a fucking wife beater shirt, and he was drunk. So therefore, the scenario doesn't work in my mind because I set up the scenario to just argue with you, and it's just mental retardation, dude. Like, these same idiots don't know. Like, I can go on LinkedIn right now, and you go on LinkedIn, Google Images, go to Google Images, go to DEA LinkedIn. What they're gonna do is show you if the images are still up. These FBI agents and these DEA agents, when they retire, they take a picture of their gun, they take a picture of their badge, like a fucking picture on a wooden oak table of their badge, all their credentials. Like, oh, I'm retired. I don't know why they do it. It's another stupid thing white people do. where they act like they know what the fuck they're talking about, but there's just mental retardation. Well, I went to college, so I get to do this dumb shit. Like when I retire from the FBI, I take a picture of my badge and my credentials. You know why that's stupid? Because it's on the internet. I can steal that and I can use that to scam people, you fucking retard. I take a picture of your fucking badge, get a replicate badge, or I send that picture through emails like, oh, I'm with law enforcement. Here's my badge. See, I sent you a picture of it. Just mental fucking retardation, dude. Oh, well, it's part of our protocols. When we retire, we take a picture of our fucking 9mm Glock pistol next to our badge and gun and or my birth certificate, and we just put it on the internet because I'm retired. I'm a white guy. It's just, bro, there's no common sense. Like, that shit flied in the 90s. Yeah, and white people were smart and they did common sense, a lot of great shit. That's not happening anymore. Donald Trump's your president. You're fucking all retarded if you're America. Like, no, we're not listening to what you got to say. You're not going to convince me that when an FBI agent retires, that he should put his fucking badge on the internet. What the fuck is the point of that? Wow. When you're really smart and you wear high pants and you talk like Steve Urkel, that means you're superior. Because you sound like Steve Urkel and you're a goofball. You get everything fucking wrong, but you're a bookworm and do things that don't make fucking sense. But according to the Matrix system says that we have to do this because we're NPCs. Just stupidity. Just like the Gangstalk. Oh, we have to Gangstalk Matrix Dakota because one time he started a internet business that was grossing in $100 a day, and it's quite concerning. And we heard he has a big, nice, long Johnson, so therefore we must shut that down at all costs. This is goofiness, like. And the thing is, I'm right, because when people are goofy and they look stupid, they never admit to it. They're just like, no, I meant to do that. I meant to be goofy. I meant to be a big goofball. So fucking dumb, bro. Not saying that anyone's better than anyone else, but we do live in a false matrix narrative where if you look a certain way and act, it's not even if you act a certain way. I'm Mr. College Man and I talk like this. Therefore, I gross $200K a year. Doesn't matter if I deserve it or not. And you don't even get to work because you're black and you're lazy. And that's what my guidebook says. Even though you want to work every day and we stop you, you're a lazy black man. Even though we stop you from doing basic shit, instead of improving our lives, we'll destroy yours. He said, who's doing this? Welcome, Reza, for who's doing this. It's more than likely, I'm not trying to sway your opinion because your target may be different. You're being targeted by, and I was just talking about California plates, and a California plate just showed up. That Toyota right there has California plates. Okay. So that Toyota just backed in as I came in here and has a California plates when I just said I get California plates. Like, now I don't give a fuck. That is not a coincidence. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that. That's the second time that's happened on on this live stream where, yeah, back in the day, I get things wrong with the license plate. This time, no, dude. This is not. That seemed like gang stalking. I'm not going to lie. His license plate is 8YJK550. Kind of like a weird gang stalking matrix type of plate. So reason for it as who's doing this shit? It's not directly the government. Like, it's not City Hall. And most police that you see driving around you are not involved. I'm just going to be upfront and foremost with you. If you see a cop giving tickets, a city cop, they're not involved in it. They can be involved in. They can get contacted. Now, the way cops get involved in gang stalking, all right, where if you're a threat, okay, you're a new target, you're saying, fuck the neighbors, I'm going to go out and hurt people, and you're provoking people in your neighborhood, and you think everyone that's innocent is involved in it, or either way, you shouldn't confront them, right? So that's when the police get involved. You become a real life. They don't know anything about you until that moment. Until you start screaming about gang stalking, you're yelling about it, filming people, the stuff that the fake TIs want you to do, right? or you're calling them. Because they even said when they contacted me, we don't even know who you are. Like when I went to fucking internal affairs, dude, because I thought the police were involved. But the people that are doing this to you, so basically, if you are really being gang stalked, there is some type of organization that's running high level technology against you. Okay, we don't know who that organization is. I assume they're affiliated with the military or they're contractors of the military. The next group is private investigators. The people that are fucking with you day by day are private investigators, more likely. Okay. So someone hired the private investigator to do a harassment campaign against you if you're getting actually harassed in real life on a consistent basis. Like you live alone, you get into break-ins, vandalism. That's private investigator. The police and the FBI gets involved. Let's say you're on YouTube, you're making threats. You seem like a real threatening person. You might get the FBI involved for like a year, maybe a couple years watching you in the background. Okay. I believe it's a fusion center based contracting organization. Like it's fusion center, data integration, threat assessment, contracting groups, and it's rogue. If you're really being messed with, like I'm talking about directed energy, this, and that, these are rogue groups that have power. So it's a rogue group that's connected and affiliated to the government. Okay, so they have contracts with the government, they have the okay by the government, but they operate in secret when it comes to certain tactics that are illegal. But they usually try to keep it legal, like within the law. Okay, within the rules and the confines of the law. So, to answer your question, sorry for making it so long. It's all of the above. Okay. The government allows it, the police allow it. They're not allowed to stop it. Okay. They can participate in it depending on your threat level, depending on your own actions. But the long term, years and years, harassment and surveillance and monitoring, I believe, is done by a rogue government affiliated corporation, private investigator, human experiment type of stuff. Okay. That's what I believe. I don't think the government's out here microchipping. They don't have the fucking manpower and the fucking intelligence to do it. But the people doing this are connected and affiliated, and they have the okay by the government. So sorry for that long ass answer, but I believe it's military research related. Rogue groups. Okay. Does the government know about it? Can you get put on a terror watch list? Yeah, depending on how dangerous you are. Is there this is my theory, and this is what I'm gonna end this topic on, is I believe that the citizen patrol is separate from the people breaking into your fucking house and vandalizing your property. I believe there's a citizen patrol when I go to a rich white neighborhood that white women will get an alert from an app to go walk their dog to keep an eye. They look at you if you're not doing, if you're sitting there playing basketball, they keep it moving. If not, you know, they stick around, they send more people, they figure out a plan. Like, oh, this guy's in this rich white neighborhood to cause trouble, to steal shit, to fucking fight people. And this stuff ain't about race, bro, because a reason why this stuff started was kidnappers. In the 80s and 90s, there's people that used to hang around vans, kidnap kids, and cut their fucking heads off. Okay? That's happened. So, yeah, that's where this stuff started from. It started out as something good. But I believe that the people that are doing the citizen patrol that show up, in the beginning, it's heavy because you get some type of terror disinformation campaign about you, man. What they probably do is say you're affiliated with the IS. That's what they're probably doing in the beginning. It's probably not specific. Someone is fucking lying and say you're affiliated with the IS, and you get all this vigilant behavior from firefighters, EMT. I forgot to mention this in the beginning. The very beginning of your target. I'm talking the very few months, you're going to get followed by the fire department. I forgot to mention that. But that stops, okay? So it's all of the above, okay? It's all of the above. But it is like a threat assessment because after they assess that you're not a threat after years and years, the targeting should die down. People saying that their targeting doesn't die down, I think they're lying because it is hot and heavy. It is hot and heavy in the beginning. It is something that's like really serious and bad, absolutely. But people say like, "Oh, I'm 5 years in. It's heavier than now than it ever was." Prove it. My targeting isn't heavier because I'm having little strides of good, making money, making the right decision, saving money, and things like that. But there's like a checks and balance system with my targeting where it's like, all right, we gotta keep this guy poor. Like that's like, is this a real thing? I would never fucking because for me, being rich doesn't mean what being rich means to you. Okay, like me being rich because I'm good with money is like I have a closet full of nice clothes. I got money in the bank. I don't really buy shit. That's why I say that. So like something I'll buy is like food. I'm able to buy takeout food here and there, smoke how I want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's me being rich because I don't have kids, nothing. So let's say I have a nice car, I have an apartment, I got a couple grand in the bank. Like that's nothing to most people, right? But they won't even let me get close to that. Like I'm doing everything perfect. And there's always something big purchase expense, mechanical failure, crap every fucking time on every leg of the trip. So there's a difference between like, let's say you work fast food and shit, and like you're just trapping. There's nothing wrong working fast food, in my opinion. If you have a side hustle, because a lot of people that like, I'm from the South. Like, if you, not everyone's a drug dealer. There's people that sell weed and they work at fucking like Papa John's and shit, and like they live in nice ass apartments. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, they make it seem like I'm trying to get there by working 10 hours a week at McDonald's. Like that's all I can do when I'm talented enough to do pretty much a lot of shit. But they make it seem like, according to the narrative, oh, he just wants to work at McDonald's. But that's never even been the case. Oh, like, he just wants to work at McDonald's, bro. That's why he's not getting ahead. It's his fault. He's not thinking big enough to even get there. Nothing wrong with working any of those jobs because all jobs suck. If you can find an easy job and get paid decent for it, you're probably better off. So that's what they make it seem like. Oh, he just wants to work at this, and that. But when I start working a job, this is something that Absent Minded Abe describes. He has more experience than me. But if I were to try to work they're gonna fucking do something, make that job miserable. Like they're gonna break my car. Let's say I get a job for $1,000 a week delivering for Amazon or some shit, right? I'm just giving random examples. They're gonna do everything to fucking destroy my life. Like, oh well, you had a car to get to work, but as soon as you start, your car breaks down, so now you have to take the lift, and that's gonna take $40 a day, $50 a. They've done this already. They keep doing shit like that. So I've been working on my credit and all that. And another way I can combat that, I do have to work a job and I have to work on my credit. So if that does happen, I can go to a dealership. You still need a down payment, but it's just like a war on just having a car. That's exactly what they do. And like, oh, you can work a job making, let's say I'm just giving out numbers. This isn't based in reality, just so you can have an idea. Let's say I'm making $700 a week, $600 a week, and that's not enough, right? Not a lot of money. So I step my game up and I start making 900 a week. But I still have to work. Let's say I find another job, but I still have to work X amount of months before I even get to the next level because it's only an extra $300 or $200 a week. Like you still have to work for like an entire year to feel that money. You're not going to feel that extra 200 a week until, you get caught up on bills and it's way down the line and you don't know what could happen even to a normal person. You might have a nicer car payment or you might have move out with your girlfriend to a bigger apartment. Now you have to pay more rent, so that money doesn't really mean anything anyways. I'm just saying normal example. So I go from the 600 to the 900, which is a good start. And I obviously want to get higher than that. I like to make $2,000-3,000 a week, but you have to start somewhere. You don't just get targeted, and this is what my brother fucking likes to do, which this dude needs more help than me not being gang stalked. But you don't just start out making $3,000 a week with an empty stomach, nowhere to stay, no car, no nothing, dog. I've never seen that shit happen, and it never will happen. You always hear these fake American hero stories. Oh man, I was sleeping in my car. I didn't sell out to the Freemasons. I was sleeping out my car. Then I became a $1 billion rapper, sleeping out my fucking vehicle. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, bro. 9 times out of 10 is bullshit. It takes the way I'm doing it makes sense. All right, I'm making 600, so I'm gonna make 900. Then I eventually down the line when I'm nice and comfortable, go to 1,500, 2,000, get a skill, get a trade. You don't just fucking wake up like people are like, all right, you should drive a truck. So I was thinking about driving an 18-wheel truck, right? I look it up, the one company, and this is just one company. For a year, you're making $700 a week sleeping out of an 18-wheeler 5 days a week. You're sleeping out of your truck. You're driving 10, 12 hours a day. And your paychecks are $700-800 a week, bro. I can make that shit doing DoorDash 30 hours a week. Or if I was able to do Lyft 20, 30 hours a week. So it's just stupidity. Like the way that we're doing it is the way that makes sense, but they make it seem like we're being lazy because we want to work Lyft and work a regular job and make $2,000, $1,500 that a week that way. But we're supposed to magically, as TIs, as targets, as people being harassed and all of our stuff being damaged, magic, pure fucking magic, just start making $2,000-3,000 and have a lot of problem solved, even though no one else that's not being targeted can do that. It's gaslighting. They're a part of it. That's why I know my brother's a part of this shit. Like, bro, this dude was he's making fun of me doing DoorDash. Okay. Like, I'm gonna put his business, bro. He just asked for like $4,000 from my dad. He's asking, he works a job. He's not working. He's working. He's working full time and needs thousands of dollars. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I know what the fuck I'm doing is I'm in a trap. I'm in a loop. Financial fucking loop being held back by the program. That's why I had to move back to my parents' house because I was gang stalked. Do you guys know how hard I was fighting to not move back to my parents' house? My bank account was saying -800, -700. I was still paying for a rental car. Why did it say that? Because I would make a payment on my credit cards because you need credit cards to rent cars, right? But for some reason, because the gang stalking program allowed it, I would make the credit card payment and the money would still be in my account. Or actually, I would make the credit card payment. The money would go to the credit card. Before the money left the bank account, I would fucking use my Square reader and swipe the credit card back into my bank account and then withdraw the money. So that, therefore, I always had a credit card to rent the car. And my account would say negative, but I was fighting holes of -500, -700, buying food, buying gas, buying weed during that time, dude. Just, do you know how hard you have to work when your account says -700? Because I had 2 days to pay it, basically. So I was just flip-flopping back and forth. Because when you rent the car, they put the money on your credit card back. Like, you rent it, they charge you $300, then they put it back for some reason or something. I forget why, but I was able to do that. But even in that circumstance, I wasn't asking for money and shit. Like, dude, I was busting my ass. Like, I'm a hardworking guy, dude. Not the hardest working, but I'm not lazy, dude. I'm about to go to the gym and run several miles. I run 3 miles almost every fucking day that I go to the gym. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't know where I was going with all that, but it's just when you know someone's involved in your friends and family, a sign is what I just explained, how he's entitled to thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of help. But I was being gang stalked, and I didn't even think, oh, let me ask for thousands and thousands over and over. That never even crossed my mind. I was thinking, I want to work my way out of this, and I want to get to square one. I've been trying to get to square one for fucking 3.5, 4 years, dude. Like, there's just no excuse for it. And it's just, oh, well, he's retarded. He doesn't know how to work. He's stupid. He's a dumb N word. There's just so many. And then you can just talk to me and listen to me talking. Like, none of that's true. Like, the guy's not perfect. The guy's not the best guy in the world, but he's certainly not lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's certainly willing to work and would love to just work and pay his fucking bills. That's all he wants to do. And that's the biggest crime in America right now. The biggest crime is Matrix decoded paying his bills and having like a little bit of food in his stomach. That's the biggest thing. Dude, I don't give a fuck what you say, how crazy I sound. And this is a societal thing. It's not that everyone's involved in my gang stalking, but this is a societal brainwashing thing. And yeah, it's a little outlandish. I get it. But I'm living through it. So I'm allowed to make this outlandish claim. It's like, it's more important to stop Matrix Decoded from doing one little thing for the country doing anything good. Like, they rather just stop people from doing shit, dude. There's a black inventor on World Star Hip Hop that's turning plastic into gasoline. He calls it plastoline. Okay. And he's complaining of gang stalking. He doesn't even know what gang stalking is. He's saying that he's getting followed by black helicopters because he's fucking which I guess they could see if he's making a bomb, but it's more of an intimidation thing. They want to see if he's making a bomb. They send an undercover or something, like FBI informant, and try to provoke him or something. Dude, they're intimidating with black helicopters, just like they intimidated me. Okay? It's not a race thing. I mean, more black people experience it, but it's not a race thing. It's these people have all of this technology and resources that's not being used. They're like, we might as well use it to intimidate some U.S. citizens with some black helicopters, even though we have to pay our helicopter pilots $5,000 an hour and it costs like thousands of dollars worth of fuel. It's a waste of money for our country. We better do it. We were just sitting here doing nothing. So they rather do that. That's a fact. I didn't even know this lady was in front of me. There's a lady in front of me in a Jeep. Fucking, she was so incognito, I couldn't even see her. But they rather do that shit. It's another time where if I'm like right now, I'm holding my phone to my face because I don't like putting it down while I'm live streaming. I don't know if you guys can hear me. So it looks like I'm talking on the phone, right, for a long period of time. And it's just this region. She's not really looking. She looks like a little weirdo. But dude, she's directly in front of me. I'll show you in a second. Right? And just watching my mouth move onto the phone, maybe she's kind of looks occupied, but it's like a theme here. It's like loser shit. Someone's on. It has nothing to do with gang stalking, bro. Someone's on a phone. Everyone has to like fucking look at him, like fucking stop their day. What is he talking about? What is he doing? She looks preoccupied. I mean, she's glancing up and looking up at me here and there, but you know, and there's several people coming here. There's a Dollar General here. There's several people coming here to shop. They're not gang stalking me. I'm about to go shopping myself and get an energy drink. But and just to make an announcement, I'm gonna be doing a live stream every day. Hopefully, that might change because of certain scenarios. I'm supposedly supposed to be doing a live stream every day for an entire week starting tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. Trying to get some watch time hours up. I'm not trying to lie, but I do want to consistently like. I bought some subs. Not gonna lie about that either. Bought subs. I'm not growing my channel from not getting views. Not magically getting subs here. So I'm trying to see if I get monetized, if it's even worth it. What type of videos they'll monetize on the channel. Like if it's something I'm making pennies or something, I'm just gonna delete the channel. But I'm at the point now where I feel like money would motivate me. I never put a Cash App up, never put a PayPal up, but money would kind of motivate me to keep the channel going in a better direction. Not the same direction. If you guys notice, I've been doing a lot of different shit lately. I'm not just talking about gang stalking and fucking just making fun of people, although those are topics, but there's other things being spoken of, and I want to speak about other shit. Not just this sob story of gang stalking and then have my hand out for panhandling for donations. I want fucking get paid off ad revenue, maybe sell some t-shirts or something like that. This is not like a serious plan, guys. So I know there's people trying to shut it down already. It's not a serious plan, but if it's something that was going to keep me in the game. If not, I'm more than happy to just delete the channel, get rid of all the content because it's just not fucking beneficial. I've always had a time frame for this. My time frame was originally a year for my original conspiracy channel. Um, I was hoping to find some information on gang stalking to see if there was real people out here. I didn't find that. So I started joking around and shit like that, doing it for basically kill time and as a hobby, right? Still documenting real gang stalking. I'm not, but I'm saying the reason why I stuck around is because of that. Because I'm not here to because documenting gang stalking literally gets you absolutely fucking shit all and no one wants to see it. And it is pretty fucking boring to watch. So people kind of rather hear the testimonies and interact and stuff. So I did it for protection. Then after a couple years, I'm like, you know what? I am going a little crazy at that apartment there. So, something just to like show my creativity. Obviously, talk about all the stuff going on with the gang stalking and shit like that. At this point, it's just I like the last 2 years. I was just going over the phases. The last 2 years, I have no interest in continue the channel because it's just I'm in my mid-30s. Like I don't want to be 40, 50 on YouTube, dude, because it's a dying platform and I just don't want to be on the internet. So yeah, I gotta wrap this shit up, guys. I think I went over all the signs. There's one more because I did I talk about the inside vandalism. I'm gonna go over the signs and just wrap it up. So the last thing I talked about when the early signs was the outside vandalism of the vehicle, where it's like, all right, people are messing with you. It's kind of make you think it's your neighbors or random people, but at least they're not breaking your house. The next thing is the inside break-ins. So they're gonna damage everything of value. They're gonna have a way to destroy like let's say you have the new Xbox Elite or whatever, you have the new Xbox that you just bought. They're going to find a way to internally destroy it, to have it malfunction, not turn on. They're not going to physically damage anything. Things that they did, they left like little glue, glitter glue, gold glitter glue all over my dressers. Stuff that it's to intimidate you, to let you know people can come into your house anytime they want. If you go to sleep, it's to make you paranoid. Oh man, you start locking your bedroom door. You start putting stuff in front of your bedroom door that will keep people from getting in. Pure intimidation. You're going to get hit with directed energy. Okay. They're going to intimidate you with directed energy. I don't know how that's done. Not an expert whatsoever, but you will get that. And for certain targets, if you notice that the drone starts getting introduced, right? But that's pretty much it. I mean, the targeting just continues on. Then it's financial sabotage. Just consistent financial sabotage, dude. Just as much as they can hold you back, waste your time. Identity theft, scams. But read some comments and now reason for some of the energy weapons is witchcraft though, because if you look up witchcraft, voodoo, you can make someone feel pain. So some of these people on this internet platform, they're witches, and they're doing mind control spells and weird shit too. But directed energy, I mean, I believe it's real. Don't get it twisted. But the way it's spoken about on the internet is disinformation. I believe it's people doing it. My opinion, I believe that, since they break into your house, they install things in your drywall that are like directed energy receiver and output things. See, I don't know anything about the technology. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. They're installing things in your house to direct it specifically towards you. Some people have even said is they inject you with metals under your skin. So they'll put metals and break in your house while you're sleeping, inject you with metals, and then they'll fucking microwave those metals with signals. And then that's where you feel the spots and shit. I mean, I'm not saying I know anything about it, but there's a lot. That's why I don't really talk about it. It's too much speculation. definitely real, but it's really hard. With the other gang stalking stuff, you can get a culprit. With that shit, you can't. You cannot pinpoint that shit. And you can easily brainwash people. This almost happened to me. Absent minded Abe did this to me. You can brainwash people to attack regular people by convincing them they're the ones hitting you with the direct energy. So you're getting hit with direct energy, then someone online, oh, it's your neighbor. It's usually the neighbor to the right of you. If you go out to your house and figure out on your right hand side, it's that neighbor doing it. There's people like that. Now, Abe, I broke my tooth. And again, this is in the 2021 early stage. I want to say around August. I broke my tooth on a carrot because I used to eat like a madman. I stuffed my face full of food because I gained weight from 170 pounds to 215 of muscle from just binge eating and working out. So that's what I was doing. Like I would eat a lot of food. So what's it called? I stuffed my mouth full of carrots because I hate carrots. So I was trying to eat as many as I can. And one carrot got like a piece of it got stuck between a gap in my tooth. So when it got stuck, I bit like a whole bunch of carrots at the same time and it cracked my tooth. Now this tooth pain felt like directed energy because it was throbbing all throughout my mouth because I broke a tooth. So not where the tooth was broken, it would start there, it would throb in the bottom right corner, bottom left corner, top left corner. It would just throb like it was so directed energy like, and it would happen in bed. So I did kind of think it was directed energy. I'm like, yeah, my tooths hurt, but the way that this shit is fucking, it's like fucking crazy. It's like it's different spots of my mouth where it didn't even get affected. I'm feeling pain. So I was at Circle K and there was a third party contractor doing some like HVAC work or some shit, right? So it's this white dude, he had a goatee, buzz cut, young dude, fucking monkey wrench type of dude, fucking grease monkey type of mechanical guy, right? So he's sitting in front of me, pointing his phone, texting, right? He's just texting, but the way he does it, and with what I learned online, my tooth starts hurting as soon as he does that. Keep in mind that my tooth has been broken for like a day or two. So my tooth starts hurting as soon as he starts texting. And I go online and I say this. I say, you got to be careful with directed energy. See, like I explained that story. And absent-minded Abe came in and said, oh, he was hitting you with directed energy. That's exactly what he was doing. That's what the phone was for. He doesn't know anything about my fucking tooth. He doesn't know that I felt pain before I even seen that guy. And then coincidentally, when he was fucking at the same time, that's a coincidence, simultaneous shit. And he's like, no, he definitely was. So an HVAC dude was given a directed energy cell phone to attack my fucking broken tooth that was already hurting, bro. That's just, dog, he's not that stupid. He was trying to get me to attack people, bro. He's an agent. That's what these people do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Gotta be careful with the directed energy shit. Yeah, it's happening, but how is it happening? How can you prove it? Who's doing it? We're not saying it's fake. No one is making up fucking pains. That's not normal to just experience fucking electrical shocks and pains. Unless there's a medical condition, you have bad health, but if you're a healthy human, that's not normal. But yeah, you don't just fucking just assume that shit. But I gotta wrap this shit up, man. Thank you for tuning in. We hopefully should be doing the live streams. And I'm out of here. Thank you.